But then also, I just want to, hear what people think about it, right? Like, is this something that you would do, right? Take a 6 month break, take a year break to just go do whatever you want and then come back to work later. So, what are your thoughts, bro?
All right, so for me, initially I thought never in a million years would I do this because my ultimate goal and dream is to be financially free, and anything that takes away from that, I don't see myself doing.
Disclaimer: the insights and opinions shared on this show are for educational and entertainment purposes only. Before making any financial decisions, we recommend consulting with a qualified professional to better understand your unique financial situation. Welcome to the Investors Playbook Show, where our mission is clear: empowerment through financial education. We firmly believe that financial freedom isn't a privilege. It's a right that's available to everybody. Each week, we dive deep into the world of finances, breaking down complex topics and making them accessible and actionable for everyone. As we grow this community, we invite you to join us on this journey. Why tune in? Because together, we're not just learning about wealth, we're building a movement, reshaping futures, and proving that with the right knowledge, financial success is within everyone's reach. It's time to get off the sidelines. Let's go.
Welcome back to another episode of Investors Playbook. As always, you have your co-hosts Deshaun Edwards and Cornell Rowan. Cornell, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing great, man. Extra busy, but great. You know, how about
Mhm.
yourself?
I'm good, man. I heard you. Word has it you lost in 21 today, bro. Is that true? I'm just
I did
playing.
take an L, but it was a good game, man. It was
Yeah,
really
I'm just
good.
messing with you, bro. Hey, every
Yeah,
loss is a lesson. You feel me? You just gotta
for
get
sure.
better.
Hey, maybe when you come to the A, we can get a game in.
Of basketball?
Yeah, let's
What's
record.
that? I'm just playing.
What's that?
Why you know basketball is my favorite sport, bro? I
All
be,
right, all right, MJ.
you
What?
feel
All right, Bow Wow.
me?
Was that Bow
No,
Wow or Romeo? I can't remember.
I think that was Little Bow Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, they like the way they dribble up and down. I'm pretty sure that was Bow Wow, bro.
it was
But
one of them.
all right, man. Well, look, we got another episode of Investors Playbook, and today what we want to talk about is something that we've seen on the news recently. And it might not even be recent. Maybe we're just becoming privy to it, but it's this idea of micro retirements. So we're gonna dive into that. But first, we definitely want to hit any announcements. Um, and as always, join the Facebook group is definitely growing at a rapid pace. We have our September investment challenge. We have the first round of people investing, opening their first brokerage account, opening their first individual brokerage account, and investing money on their own for the first time, right? Like not in their 401k, like them taking money and actually putting it into the stock market. So that happened last week. So, man, come on, tap in, join the Facebook group, and get some of this financial education. Go ahead, Cornell.
And I really love seeing that, man. Just people getting more serious about finance because like when I'm walking around and I talk about it in real life, you don't really get too many people that seem interested. At least I don't know if they're just kind of shy about talking about finance or whatever it is, but it was really good to see people actually wanting to learn about opening their brokerage account and getting started with buying assets.
Yeah, and another thing that was me, like with me, I agree with that wanting to do it, but then it was just the excitement that they were having. Like they were excited about talking about it. They were excited about learning about it. It was really good energy. So yeah, I just echo what you said. It was a very good event, a good time, a good presentation. And I know like with if you go back and watch it, you can only go so far without actually opening an account. So we always just say if you have any more questions, just hit us up on the side or ask more questions in the group. It's pretty self-explanatory, like walking through. So
Don't hit us up on the side. Hit us up in the group so that because there might be somebody else that has that exact same question.
true.
And you never know, the questions that you ask could help somebody else out. And it helps the group thrive. Try not to ask us on the side. Try to facilitate those conversations within the group.
Yep. Makes sense. You're right. I was gonna ask too. I think you got your computer still on the screen, bro. There you go.
What computer?
All right, man. So cool. And that was the announcements. I don't think we have any other announcements for them, do we, Cornell?
No.
Okay.
That's it for right now.
Cool. So yeah, back on this topic of micro retirements. Um, Essentially, micro retirements are what they sound like, right? Like taking a retirement, taking your taking a mini or a small retirement before you actually hit that age of 65. I mean, 59 and a half or whatever your planned retirement age is. It's almost like taking a sabbatical, taking a year off, taking 6 months off and just not working, right? And you could use this time to go hang out with family. You can use this time to go learn, whatever the case may be. But yeah, it's just becoming a lot more popular amongst people nowadays. So we definitely wanted to talk about this on the uh, on the podcast, on the show. And one, I want to hear your opinion on it, Cornell. I'm gonna give mine, but then also I just want to, hear what people think about it, right? Like, is this something that you would do, right? Take a 6 month break, take a year break to just go do whatever you want, and then come back to work later. So, what are your thoughts, bro?
All right. So for me, initially I thought never in a million years would I do this because my ultimate goal and dream is to be financially free. And anything that takes away from that, I don't see myself doing.
Hmm.
So I posted this in the group, I want to say like yesterday. And someone said something that kind of changed my perspective about it a little bit. So I wouldn't do it for something personal. Well, for my own personal reasons, like wanting to relax or travel, I can't see myself doing that. But she was saying if a family member, that's really close to you, has a limited time on this earth, and you just wanted to give that person uh time, before whatever is happening to them. I I never took that into an account, and I was like, man, that's that's tough. Like, yeah, that like because depending on that person, that might be a good move for you and your family. So I guess it just depends. But 9 times out of 10, I'm not doing that. I would never steal from my future. I care too much about it. What about you, bro?
Yeah, I think that I just wouldn't do it, period. I think that even in that particular situation, there are other things you can do that don't involve you taking 6 months to a year. Like, you can use paid time off. You can, you know what I mean? Well, I guess that I'm speaking for myself, right? Because I have the ability to use PTO. I have the ability to flex my hours. So I personally don't see the need to, because I mean, it's like, if I do that, what am I gonna just be around them 24/7? You know what I mean? I don't work on the weekends. I get every other Friday off, and I can always just flex my time. Now, what I think people are using micro retirements for, I think that is a very like singular case. I think most people are doing it because they want to relax, or most people are doing it because they want to explore the world, or they want to travel, or they want to just chill, or work life balance, right? Like, instead of working for nonstop for 365 days, not including weekends, whatever your schedule might be, you are working for 365 days, then you're not working for 365 days. I just feel like it can be quite detrimental to one's future if they do decide to, take that early retirement. Now, if you have the means to do it, by all means, go for it. But if you're like using money that you built up over the last 4 or 5 years in your 401k or in your IRA, and you take all that out just to hang out for a year, unless you're going to like learn
So,
some brand, go ahead.
so you wouldn't call that the means to do it. So what would you call the means to do it? If they have the money in an account and they're using it, is that not the means?
I think a means to do it as surplus, like not just having the money in the account, but maybe having money still coming in while you are taking this sabbatical. Like if you have investments that are paying you and you don't need necessarily the 9 to 5, and you can like live a lower means of existence, like not low means of existence, but like a lower, like your expenses can go lower a bit, right? You don't necessarily have to spend so much money.
So,
Go ahead.
so what you're saying is these people are able to retire, period. They're basically financially free,
Not
and that's the only
necessarily
time that you would do it.
not necessarily financially free. It's more like they're at a level of financial freedom to where their investments can at least pay for their basic things, or at least some of their basic needs, right? Like they can live in their house and buy groceries and things like that, right? Like, or that's what I'm saying. Like, I just feel like it's very hard to
Uh, uh,
say. Go ahead.
okay, so I think we have a different definition of financial freedom because my thing is when my definition is when your passive income can pay for all of your expenses, you're financially free.
I think that's true, but I also feel like that's not the. I feel like there are levels to financial freedom, right? Like stage one is not having any debt. That's a level of financial freedom because you don't have these extra expenses that are draining your money. Level two is you not having any debt and you can easily pay for everything. You don't necessarily have to ask anyone for money. But that's how I see financial freedom. I don't just see it as a switch. I see it as stair stepping your way and making your way to financial freedom. But essentially, I I feel like a micro retirement is it's a difficult thing for me to wrap my head around. Just because I'm not one that necessarily needs to do things like go on vacation all the time. I enjoy vacations, but I also understand that if things like need to get done, or if a vacation is not in the cards, I'm not going to like twist and bend myself to make that vacation happen, right? I don't mind working now, knowing that I'll be able to take as many vacations as I want later. But some people, tomorrow's not promised. You got to enjoy life today. And I feel like that outside of not having a vacation, you can have some form of work life balance. I mean, some people do work like 80 hours a week, 60 hours a week. But that is that's something that can change, right? Like if you switch your career up or find some other type of work. But yeah, I don't know. I just
Yeah. No, I'm with you, man.
yeah,
So I think similar to you, and I think that the people that say um that relate enjoying life to going on a vacation, I feel like that's weird. I'm gonna be honest, because my thing is I'm gonna enjoy life even if I'm here in Atlanta. Like I don't need to go to a foreign place to enjoy myself.
yeah.
There's too much going on here in the city that I live in
Mm-hmm.
to need that. I mean, yeah, it's cool to visit other places, but I don't relate me enjoying my life to it. I feel
Yeah.
like that's kind of wild, just to
Yeah.
to say.
That I get, man. What do you think would be a reason why someone would, or what would be your reason if someone said, all right, or if you plan to take one, an early retire or a micro retirement, what would be a reason for you?
I would probably never do it. I'm gonna be honest. I just saw where she came from when she said the person, but I I probably would never do it
Mm-hmm.
because like as I was saying, just I wouldn't want to. With me, I think my ultimate happiness would come from financial freedom and something that's take. I would never do something that's taken from that. Just to be honest, I
Yeah.
mean, like nothing else compares. Like no other happiness compares to how I think that I will feel when I'm able to do whatever I want, whenever I want, wherever I want,
Yeah.
with whomever I want.
Right. I mean, financial freedom, the idea of it is, I mean, it does sound like blissful, right? Because people have the things that matter to them, but at the end of the day, if you are financially free, you can literally do the things that matter to you, right? There are no hangups, there are no blockades for the most part, right? Like, of course, there are other things, health, whatever the case may be, but finances is such a big hurdle for people, right? It stresses people out a lot. It causes, I feel like sometimes it causes a lot of like health issues, right? And whether it's them not having enough money to go purchase healthier food, or them not having enough money and they're stressed out all the time, it's weighing on their mental. Finances, I think, play a big role in health. But as you say, financial freedom, just the idea and the concept and the feeling of not having that be a hurdle does sound like quite amazing. And a micro retirement, like, it sounds good, it sounds fun, but that's that instant gratification, right?
That's exactly what it is.
And I think that the people who are open to the idea of it might not be looking at all of the factors, right? How compoundly how you interrupt your compound effect, not just in money, but also in like growth. You know what I mean? It depends on your
Or
reason for
yeah,
the micro.
or they might understand and not care.
That's true.
That's what I'm seeing a lot with our generation. I'm seeing a lot of that. Them because everybody knows you're supposed to invest, but
Yeah.
people do it. Most people don't.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? They I get a lot of that, and I don't know what it is, but I get a lot of that. I'm not doing that because I don't know if I'm gonna live tomorrow. You get what I'm saying? Like because there was a question that was like 100,000 today or 2 million in 2 years, and you see a lot of people saying, "Let me take the 100,000 today because I can." Either they say something crazy like, "I can flip it to 2 million in 2 years,"
Right. Which,
or
come on, man.
which
Man,
is
hundred
wild.
thousand is gonna be gone, man. Like a week. Ain't nah, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah, which is
Yeah.
why, or they'll say tomorrow isn't promised, so let me get the 100,000 now. I feel like that's crazy too. So
I think
people
it's
think
funny
different.
when people say tomorrow isn't promised, but they plan for things for tomorrow. It's like you say tomorrow's not promised, but you planning a trip in 2025. Why are you doing that? But you're saying you don't want to invest because tomorrow's not promised. People pick and choose when tomorrow is promised for them.
They pick and choose, man.
Yeah.
Whatever's more fun.
Yeah.
Cause I my bad.
No, no, no. Go ahead.
Cause I don't know what it is. It's like we're zombies, man. Like it's like we can only do what's fun. And I hate to bring this to a different like to another topic,
Mm-hmm.
but they say the only way to teach black people is if you entertain them. I hear that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a little truth of truth to it. Like even in public school, it is no longer where you can just lecture or just provide information. You got to put it in a song, you got to dance, like you got to do all this crazy stuff. Think about like the people who are blowing up with content creators. You
Mm-hmm.
have to entertain in some type of way. You can't just provide information anymore.
Yeah. I think that, this is just me, thoughts. I don't know if it's just black people. I think it's Americans, like us,
American.
American kids, American people. The things we consume, what we find as like clickable. The algorithm has literally figured out what we are going to click on, what we're going to watch, and content creators have figured out, okay, if I create this still educational song, then people are going to like it, people are going to comment on it, people are going to share it. And that might just, I don't know, I guess that's almost like adapting, right? Because if you notice and if people say that the only thing that's going to catch people's attention is if you entertain them, continue to spread your message but do it in an entertaining way. Maybe that's just the way right now. You know what I mean? Because if you think about businesses who did not adapt to, oh, the only way people are going to shop is if they do it online, and businesses were like, nah, they still going to come in our store, they're gone. You know what I mean?
I mean, I feel like it's different. And I understand what you're saying from the business side. I just think that it's not good from the consumer side because
Oh
you're
yeah,
missing, yeah, because you're missing out on things that can change your life because it's not entertaining. Like I've had somebody say, I know what I'm supposed to do, but when I look at it, it's just my mind goes blank. My thing is, if I know that this can change my life in a positive way, I don't care how boring it is. I'm gonna sit here and look at it and figure it out.
that's the thing though. I don't think they know that it can change their life in a positive way. Just because someone tells them, they don't. It don't matter, man. It's like I think that's where it boils down to you needing to have a personal connection with someone whose life it's actually changed, right? Like if your mom or your best friend or your mentor or your brother is not also investing and making money from investments, you're probably not going to see it as serious. You're going to see it as, oh, this person on the internet is saying this, selling something to me. Like, I don't know who this person is. They're just telling me that I can make money by doing this thing. You know how many people tell people that they can make money by doing something that is legit, that's not legit? Like, so I think you have to kind of have that personal connection with someone and see them succeeding in something in order for them to like believe it more. That's just what I've noticed. That's what I've peeped. And something else is that even like with the people in our group, some of them don't necessarily like until they get more comfortable, that's when they start to take action, right? But when they first join, they're just, kind of still on the sidelines, waiting, sitting. But then once you build that rapport with them, like once me or you build that rapport with them, then it's like, all right, I'm ready to open up my account. Show me what I need to do. So I don't know. It's layers, bro. It's layers.
It's a lot of layers, man. It's like a whole onion. Cause
Yeah.
it,
No, seriously, because and everybody's different. Like that's another thing. So I am interested in hearing from people like if they were to take a micro retirement, what would they do? That's what I'm interested in because I'm trying to think of a reason why. And I think if I had to answer that question, the reason, if I were to take one, the reason why I would take one is to build this. Like this, that would be one of the primary reasons is to build up my skills on business, so that we can build Investors Playbook on. That would be a reason for me to take a micro retirement. I don't see myself as taking a micro retirement and not working. I see
yeah,
it as taking a micro retirement and then not working at a 9 to 5. Like that might be
but
it for me.
yeah, but still being productive and moving
Absolutely.
forward.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
can't I can't see myself wasting a year.
Nah.
Not for fun. Like to sit
No.
here
No.
and not
Yeah.
for fun.
Yeah. I mean, of course, I would use the time to like do the work wherever I want. Like I can go see my mom in Georgia. I can go, travel, but I'm still working though. All I need is my laptop and the internet connection, and I'm good. You feel me? So
Yeah.
yeah, that would be the only thing I think for me is if I'm still working on something, I gotta still be building. I can't just be lollygagging for 6 months and backpacking across the world and exploring.
Yeah.
Like, nah, nah,
Cause,
not yet,
'cause
not yet.
I know a lot of people need that structure too. Like that routine.
Mm-hmm.
Because even with me to a certain extent, because when I was just working and not doing school, I'm pretty sure that I was lollygagging in some of those hours that I could have been doing something productive.
Yeah,
But now it's like, okay, go to work, do these assignments, meet with my group, go back to work. So there's no room. There's not a whole lot of room for me to play around. You get what I'm saying?
right.
So instead of doing something not productive, I'm forced in a way to do more productive things with more of my time.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. That makes sense. Structure does help. I know even with me, like when I'm gonna take it out of the business world. Like when I was training for the marathon, I never ran that much in my life, man. But I knew that I had a goal that I had to meet. So my schedule was very strict. Wake up, do this run. You got this week to do this many runs, hit this many miles. Like creating that structure is very important for people. Um, But I think it takes a skill to create that structure for
And
yourself when
and
you
I was
are
just
working
about to say
time.
that.
You
I
know?
was just about to say that it's different.
Yeah.
Like it takes more effort to create it yourself,
Yes.
like you did with the running. Because if somebody people follow rules all day. Like if a job tells you that you need to be here at 8, 9 times out of 10, unless you just have like bad work ethic, then you're gonna be there when your job is telling you to do that. But if it's something for themselves, like they're building a business, they feel as though, and it's not everybody, but they feel as though they can just like leisurely do things because it's like, hey, I'm on my own time, and I feel like people don't respect their routine and schedule as much as they respect a job's routine and schedule. But I think we're
There's
trained to be that way.
consequences if they don't abide by their own routine and schedule. What's gonna happen? They just
There's still consequences, just not consequences that they can see. You
yeah
see what I'm
yeah
saying?
yeah.
So you're going to be less productive. Your business is going to be hurt by your lack of work ethic.
Mm-hmm.
You just there's just no one saying, "Hey, you're in danger of this,"
Yeah,
and it's not written down. So yeah, you're still the consequences are still there. They're just not as apparent.
that's true. I think it's a lack of accountability too. No one is
Yes.
saying that if you don't do this, this is going to happen. If it's your own schedule, you're just like, if I don't do it, I can just do it later, or I'll be okay, or it won't be the end of the world. I'm not gonna, you know what I mean? You can create
Hmm.
whatever excuse you want for yourself because it's your own schedule, it's your own routine. No one is necessarily holding you accountable except for you, so it makes it a bit easier to
Right.
dismiss the routine. But
Agreed. Agreed.
but yeah, man. Um, I don't know. I'm interested to see what people say about the micro retirement, and I also want to know like what generation is it hitting most? Do you think it's us? Like we are the ones that want to take micro retirements, or you think it is the what is 2000 Gen Z?
Yeah, I think it's us, man, because Gen Z's not even established yet, to be honest. Like they came into the adult world at a bad time. I'm just gonna
Oh
be
yeah,
real.
yeah. During
'Cause
during COVID, that was kind of crazy.
I'm talking about like housing skyrocketed, home prices, rent, uh, groceries. They just came in at a bad time.
Yeah,
Just being realistic.
that's very true.
So I don't really even see most of them being able to afford to take a micro retirement.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's definitely an interesting topic though, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Tell us what you think and make sure you like, subscribe, share,
you go.
and yeah, we'll catch
I'll
y'all
catch y'all on the next one, man.
for sure.